First of all, I think like there's a lot of people, like if I were to ask people like, are you an ally? Like I don't think anyone says that they're not, right? Like no, I'm not an ally, right? And the point that I'm pretty quick to make is like being a fan is not allyship. Like I'm a fan of the trans community, but like, you know, it's like, and so there's an active allyship that's really important, and I'm speaking only on behalf of the trans community, and I wanted to just make sure I had the plug to talk about this for a second, because it is my experience, but allyship for us is so important, right? It's you know, helping, it's stepping in actively when somebody's misusing my pronouns, right? In front of me, and when I'm not here, right?
Yeah.
So when I'm gone and somebody says, oh, did you hear what he says? Somebody else steps in and says, you mean she.
Right.
Right? That's an active allyship when I'm not even there. And like that makes such a difference for us. And I think this kind of goes to, you know, the second part of your question, or it kind of combined the both. So I'm a trans person of a lot of privilege, right? And I went from sort of the 1% of the 1%, you know, on one side, to, you know, becoming very highly marginalized, but I'm still kind of in the 1% of the 1% of the trans community in a weird way. But it's like overnight minority. And for me, allyship in particular is something I'm constantly talking about. I'm, you know, influencing my network to become more open. And the call to action that I continuously have is like, look, if you really support the trans community, invest in us. And I'm not saying like invest cash in us, it's invest in us, like give us access to resources, invest in us, you know, give us access to opportunities for education, for jobs. And it's not, I'm not just saying give us cash, right? I'm saying an investment in us is taking us aside and telling us, you know, how to navigate a situation or to make an introduction, or and it's really, really important because we need jobs and we need financial security to survive the next 20 years of what this administration is laying down right now, right? So we really, financial opportunities, which, you know, will manifest through education, and introductions, and literally just using people's pronouns correctly is really, really important. And I'm not asking for handouts, I'm asking for equal, right? And people's unconscious bias is constantly steering them away from trans people. You know, opportunities just happen to not go to us over and over and over again. And statistically, it comes back to our identity almost every time.